The first match was Cody against Ortiz. Why the fuck does Cody need his wife, not even for the fucking dangerous grudge matches, but just for the run-of-the-mill matches? When he's got Arn Anderson in his corner, Brandy needs to come to ringside. And Brandy interferes even when AAA doesn't.
I said it last week. Brandy is going to get on that show one way or another.
Cody's a great worker. He's smooth. He's solid. He's in the right place. He's got the body language. There's nothing wrong with this match from his standpoint. Ortiz can do some shit, but he's also being presented as more goofy than dangerous. And when Rick Steiner was goofy in the Varsity Club, you still thought that he could stretch your ass, and he was a badass-looking fucker. But this is like if somebody drew a caricature of Pampiro Firpo and said, play it for laughs. So if they're going to present him as goofy, not dangerous, this match went too fucking long. Until they put more main event credibility in Ortiz, Cody should have won quicker. There was nothing matter with the match. If Ortiz was a main event single, it'd been a great match. Cody makes a comeback. Ortiz stops him. Brandy foils Santana. Ortiz superplexes Cody off the top rope for a 2 count. And then Cody hits a dive on Santana, suplexes Ortiz on the ramp. I forgot to mention Lance Archer and Jake come to ringside through the crowd. So that was a big reveal. Oh, here they are walking through the audience. That's his new guy. I didn't think Lance Archer particularly made a high-impact debut, but nevertheless.
You know what, though? I got to say, it's kind of been a trend. Like, even way back before the TV show, when they had Tully Blanchard in that YouTube video, where all of a sudden he comes out and he's Sean Spears' manager going into the Cody match. It's like that first appearance, like, oh, wow, Tully. And he talks a little bit, and then they really don't use him well ever again. Arn Anderson has barely said anything on AEW TV. He's just there as arm candy like Brandy. And then Jake, who is a notorious piss drinker, comes out last week and cuts a really good promo. And this week he just walks through the crowd with his new charge, which we'll see what happens. I thought it was a bit underwhelming, but you know, like they're using these guys and giving them chances to be on TV again. And a lot of people are excited about that, but then they don't do anything with them. But we'll see what happens with Jake.
Besides that, it's not like, well, then they give him a chance to be on TV and then don't do anything with him. It's like it's charity. Then they bring in a goddamn new in-ring star that allegedly is going to be a main event guy like Lance Archer and the impact he makes. And by the way, it's Lance Hoyt is who he was in TNA. I remember the name.
Oh, that's right.
But they bring him out and he walks through the crowd with Jake and sits in the fucking stands and doesn't really do anything. They get, stands up a time or two like he's going to climb over the fucking rail. But anyway, the match with Cody and Ortiz, they did a bunch of back and forth. Then he worked on Ortiz's leg and got the figure 4 tap out. Okay, fine, but too long. And couldn't 5 minutes of that been given to Jake to announce his new protege and bring him in and let's hear what he has to fucking say or whatever? I don't know. Anyway, then Santana slapjacks Cody's leg. And AAA comes in, but it's like there's a no contact rule. And I know AAA just took a bump last week, and I think he gave somebody a spine buster on the pay-per-view or somewhere, whatever the fuck.
AAA.
Or double A. Double A, triple A. Double A.
Threw me off. I was like, what the hell is he
Double A, Triple H, all these letters. But Arn, he just comes in and stands over Cody, and the heels start backing off like I expected a spine buster there or something. Here comes Omega and Matt Jackson to run in and make the real save and run the heels off. But then Jericho is on the screen with Hager and Guevara cutting a promo on Blood and Guts in 2 weeks. And I did like Pumpkinhead dipshits. It was another of Jericho's quotes. But then here's the thing. So Cody's already won, but then the heels got some heat back. But then Cody's coach almost got involved but didn't. But then Omega and Matt, thank God the Road Warriors ran in. And at the sight of those intimidating fucking people, the heels all ran off. But then suddenly Jericho and the Inner Circle are ready on the screen to come up and talk about this, and the camera widens out. And this is the first thing that Jericho has been involved in that I despised. But when that camera widened out and there was Nick Jackson laying there under a roll-up door, stuck under a fucking door, with fake blood coming out of his mouth in an obviously staged position, not trying to get out from under it. And guess what? Those doors don't fucking lock unless you put them all the way down. All he had to do was push. They go right up. They're on a fucking wheelie system. It was so fake and so phony and so bullshit. And then when the baby faces come in to rescue him and they're trying to lift it off, and they obviously lift the door up far enough for him to be able to move, he still won't fucking move. And then they're going like, oh God, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. That hurt bad. You had to tell me that half the people watching at home are going, oh, come on.
See, I didn't take it that way.
What?
I didn't. I took it like they kicked the shit out of this guy. They put him under the door. They probably slammed it down onto him a few times and then just left it there. Not that he couldn't pick it up, but they just kicked his ass. He doesn't have the power to pick it up. I wasn't thinking that he was locked into position. I mean, he had the blood coming out of his mouth. I was thinking they fucked him up.
It doesn't take any power. You can lift one of those arms or one of those doors with one arm, with one hand. You can take it up. But besides that, he wasn't moving and selling. He was just laying there like he was stuck under it.
Yeah, last week you wanted Moxley to stay down. Nick Jackson stayed down.
We never saw him get hit once. Last week we saw Moxley get hit 175 times with everything that wasn't nailed down. He wouldn't stay down. This time, first time we see Nick Jackson, he's already down and laying there and won't get back up. It was phony looking. I would not have cleared that to air on OVW television. We would have shot it again. So then off goes Nick in an ambulance.
To a medical facility.
To a medical facility. And Cody and Matt follow him. So now they're out of the building, right?
I have to say, we kind of said this, or I said this during the review of the match from the last pay-per-view event, but it became more apparent on this show. Matt Jackson is like Road Warrior Animal and fucking Ted Arcidi.
Oh my
all
God.
These guys in one. He just has unlimited power, strength. He could do a run-in and save anybody.
Now, I'll get to that.